Hello everyone and welcome back. We're going to be jumping in with the next map that is going to be Mirage between this fantastic final that's been going on between also Team Pride, or formerly known as Refused, going in against Rasta.Infused. It's been great so far. We've seen some amazing displays of individual skill. It's been really down to the wire. Obviously on Cash they're going to a 16-14 scoreline.
It's quite nice to see the team were able to bring it back somewhat. And actually, we're going straight into the action here. Not too much time to talk about what we've already seen from these two teams on this map so far in this tournament. It should be mentioned that Rasta Infused really dominated on this map against FM in the winner bracket semi-final. Indeed, I believe we did see it in the winner bracket final as well. And actually, Rasta Infused were the one to pick that up, 16-13, quite a close affair.
Yeah, it was a 16-14 FM. We'll get the opener onto Robin, but Cryptix will be on the scene, ready to trade it out as he slams him down with that Glock.
4v4 retake situation. Two defuse kits in the hands of the Poles. Able to find a first score situation. 4v3 advantage. They managed to overwhelm the man at bench. That was surreal. All left in some left in the 1v4 situation. With the defuse kit in hand, he really doesn't have much chance here. Actually, the man without the defuse kit is the one to be defusing. That's really awkward. It really will not matter. Pride will pick up the first pistol round. Actually, that's the first pistol round they picked up all series, Jackie.
Yeah, great stuff coming out there, being able to pick that up. An interesting round going that way, as you said, committing to actually jump on the bomb. He didn't have the kit, and just the rest of his teammates shielding him. The buyer will come out with quite heavy of SMG. One of those actually being, interestingly enough, a P90 on Reese. Two MP9s, one of those on Nex, and the other respectively being on Exus. We have that on very easy. Just a straight M4 on Camille.
Yeah, I don't really mind this too much when Terrorists got the bomb plant in the first round, because you do usually anticipate them to just go for the single eco without Kevlar in the second round in order to force up with AKs in the third. So as a result, they have gone for the SMGs, maybe just tried to rack up some extra bonus. Actually, it will be a quick win here. Eco, SMG side.
Yeah, will they be able to ward them off? The spam's coming in with his SMGs, but they can't quite get the shot just yet. Eventually, they will be able to take the opener as they shut down Robin, spamming their way through him from both angles with those MP9s.
Yeah, 5v4 retake here. Massive equipment advantage here on the CT side. It should be easy, does it? Towards the ramp/Tetris position, and all of them get dispatched without making a single kill, actually. So really clean retake there from the Pride side. Has to be noted, that's two bomb plants now for Rasta Infused, which is going to give them quite a healthy buy, has to be said, into this third round. It's going to give them plenty of utility to work with, as well as the AKs.
I'm going to have to go for a quick pause here as someone leaves the server and just shouldn't take a few seconds for them to reconnect and get back in with the action, hopefully.
Hopefully we're not paused too long, so I think this gives us a good chance to actually reflect on what we've seen already from these teams so far on this map. We did see this map played in the winner bracket final, of course. 16-13 it went in favour of Rasta Infused. It was a close affair, and Rasta Infused indeed played this in the winner bracket semi-final against FM, as I've already mentioned. It's 16-2 scoreline in that case, where Rasta Infused accelerated to a 12-0 lead on the T side of Mirage, so really really showing some real T-side class in that winner bracket semi-final on this very map. And really their focus was in regards to the A-bomb site, really scrimming out almost through A-ramp, through Palace, just really taking the gunfights, as much as we saw on Cobble almost with regards to the B-bomb site. It's very much a similar manner in which they approach the map. To see if once again that is the way in which they will go.
Yeah, let's find out, jumping back into the action now. Of course, the buy has come out from Rasta, and this is really going to be the round to watch to try and see how this takes side off. He's going to go for the set pace of the game early on here. Those nades coming out towards mid, try and blast them out on mid window. No one is going to be there to receive.
Just a bit of a here. Tease, but maybe Morel's off that boost position on short. Dispatch of Robin. CT's a man advantage without using too much of their utility as well, so plenty of utility to counteract any inside aggression, but ultimately Surreal will just run up into the middle of the A-bomb site. Switch of Camille, who was making his way out of the jungle. He's plenty of control here towards the A-bomb site to potentially get a bomb plant down.
2 of 4 versus 4 now. Able to secure that bomb site quite efficiently, and the bomb will eventually be planted as well off the back of some Exus. Tries to take the initiative, slides his way around that smoke. Is he going to be able to find the opening? He'll eventually realise Molt's position. He's already been able to do the critical factor shut down. One of the T's. He's looking fairly healthy, even just next 1 versus 3. Really an awkward situation for him now. Forced out of position. We'll just have to go for the save. Very unlikely that he would have been able to achieve too much into that one. And what a great round for Rasta there to actually be able to kick that off, picking up that 3rd round on the board.
Yeah, I was a little bit worried there. They did plant for short, so quite an aggressive stance towards connector. We saw Mole sat at that box just on the left as you go into connector. And indeed, Pride's focus on their retake was indeed through that said connector. So I was a little bit worried if Mole had gone down there and the man that was playing around jungle / stairs area just kind of floating around there had also gone down. Could have been a potentially worrisome retake in terms of the T side of things, but ultimately he was able to find a kill before being traded out, but that gave them precious time in order to focus their efforts towards that connector area, defend from the upcoming CT retake. As a result, CT's have been forced into very much a force buy situation here. Still got that AWP saved from the previous round, but other than that, like a very worrisome kind of buy here.
Yeah, it's true indeed. A bit of a struggle coming out from them. Not really too fantastic in terms of their arsenal and utility they have to go. We'll come out towards that. The bombs out there. That is fantastic. The open zone away off Riders. Nix takes the initiative, goes for the right hand to Robin. It's a real coach to use over UK to try and allow his teammates a bit of breathing room. Som will try and further it as well. Rips his way from all easy. Fantastic. Flying on those two. Camille, the last one left standing, does have the order. Then he has a scout and he's getting a barrage by the edge right now. Not looking too healthy. Switches out. Down to a BP50 now. We'll recover that M4. Just falling for everything. Go on for a massive. Wants it. That's the headshot onto Surreal. Tries to land the follow-up, but couldn't quite get it just yet. Just holding it to the rifle. No one should be forced to just go into the save.
Yeah, huge headshot there onto Surreal. Just going to allow him to escape with that M4 and defuse kit in hand. You know, it doesn't actually have any Kevlar. Same really there, but actually Som cuts him off. Great little rotation on short. Down that AK and really leave the Pride team in a situation whereby it's going to be on the pistols. Absolutely no rifles to potentially open up the round for them in this situation. Do you see the Kevlar coming out for Reitz here, along with that Deagle? That will be the most powerful pistol they have in available to them in this round. But other than that, just the 3 P250s, hands of the Polish team, and a single USP. Neek's not actually likely to fight anything at all this round.
Onside. Let's be under barrage. Reitz will get the open, the headshot to Mole, but Som trades it out with a juicy little headshot. Robin flying his way down towards that bomb site as well. For Surreal, as he tried to be a bit of an acrobat, he was towards him there, but Camille will eventually hit the floor, following the suit of the rest of his teammates. And Rasta secured themselves an early round lead now. 3 rounds already picked up, but this is going to be the hard one. Pride, with money to play with once again, will get out the bye.
Yeah, and actually, not too much utility to speak of on that side. They have managed to get out the M4s, mind you. No AWP in the hands of Neeks, which was a constant menace for the Rasta Infused side in the first half of the previous map on Cash. Absolutely no defuse kits either, so in the event that they will have to retake a bomb site, which is quite a likely scenario given the equipment advantage of the terrorists, it would be a bit of a struggle for them. You know, the 10-second defuse timer really going to be a factor, and indeed Robin will open things up onto Neeks on short.
Yeah, good stuff coming out there, being able to land that shot onto Neeks, looking fairly effective into this round. Can they keep up this level of aggression though, this high tempo, and continue to rip their way through the opposition? Cryptix tiptoes his way through Palace, wants to try and go for that peak. Will he find it onto Camille though, just hiding his way right now underneath Dark. Mole finds the shot onto Mole easy, give them a little bit more breathing room.
Yeah, and Cyril will also chime in onto Camille, leaving it in a 5v2 situation. Really, the CT's being completely shut out of this round. It's going to be left down to Exus and Reitz, 2v5. A single smoke and a single flashbang to work with here in this retake. And it's going to be quite wise just to save these weapons. Exus, sure, he's found a kill onto Surreal, but other than that, what else have they really got in terms of a retake potential here? And indeed, Robin will find another kill. Dispatch of the M4 of Reitz, and that's really quite crucial in terms of the economic state of things. If they do lose these rifles, that could be quite problematic for them coming into the future rounds in this half.
Nearly finding that frag towards Exus. Doesn't want to allow him to get the save. Unfortunately for him, he will best him and recover that whoop most likely. Tries to scuttle his way over there. Could be a key factor into the following round. Som is hot on his towel though. Should pop out actually around the frag. There it is. Nice little headshot onto that one. And already they begin to take their lead.
Crucially, actually recovers that AWP. Can drop that for his teammate Surreal. We've seen time and time again in this tournament picking off, taking multiple AWP kills, but actually looks like it's going to be Mole that picks it up. So you'll feel quite comfortable with the AK. Of course, Surreal, notably a versatile player, can hit some ridiculous AK shots when he's on his game. It seems like Mole was actually fancying up here, and as I mentioned, eco here, pretty much. Polish side, a couple of upgraded pistols, pretty much all you can speak about here. Single Kevlar and Nexus. Other than that, it should be easy pickings for the Rasta Infused team.
So I'm annihilating everyone that comes in front of them. They're just really on the warpath right now as they rail their way through Nex. It's just more easy. And the last 2 men left standing.
Yeah, I'm really not in any kind of position to deal with a potential A bomb on here. Surreal's completely cleared out the bomb site. He's careful to check his corners here. Camille playing an off-angle in CT. Able to find a frag for about 250. Not quite. Tags Surreal down to very little HP. It will be a clean anti-eco in the end for the Rasta Infused team. Accelerate to a 5-2 lead in this half, Jackie. And still an economically dangerous situation here for the Polish team. They are actually going to elect to go for the double up setup. We saw this in response to the, the pick-heavy style of Rasta Infused in the previous map, and it was utilised to absolutely great effect. To see if they can manage to use it in a similar fashion in this situation.
Coming out towards that A-bomb site. Once again, they want to try and find the weak link there. Multi, though, will go for this aggressive mid-push with the backup of Exus, and they find their way to 2 players immediately. Fantastic into this round. 3 men left standing on that Rasta side very early on into the round.
They are going to the same bomb site. Cripples will finally return a kill. Techniques from the Orpers and finds a second as well onto Exus. He's in a 3-on-3 situation. All still with an AWP in his hand and plenty of utility still to work with. Inside the terrace, and Robin finds a ridiculous shot there through the smoke. Some man rotating towards the CT stairs. I believe the CT's in a manpower disadvantage. Actually, the man through B up saying Mole is actually going to find absolutely no one home. That could be quite crucial with still a minute left. The bomb could very easily rotate around the whole map, so they so choose.
He's just going to go for the gamble right now. Holding this angle, waiting for the potential position to actually come out from either Reese or Malizi. But they're going to be following the same ideology. Just holding. No reason to have those aggressive peaks. And somehow Mole lands that tag, but doesn't quite get the frag. Malizi will be able to trade it as well as he rails his way through him. And this has changed from a very interesting situation. One that's heavily favouring Rasta to one that isn't too fantastic. And it gets even better for Pride right now. They're able to take down Robin. And lose Cryptics in a 1 versus 2. He's going to have to go absolutely mental to pick this up. Will commit to get that bomb planted. An awful lot of utility left for Pride. And they have 2 kits as well.
Cryptics gets dinged through the box and will find a headshot. And so Reitz leaves it in a 1v1 situation. Only required to find a head. He won't be able to flick down quite in time. Reitz will ultimately clutch it for his team. His deficit back down to just 2. A lot of rebuys being forced here on the CT side of things. I'm pretty sure there's going to be plenty of money for the terrorists to buy as many weapons as they so desire. Indeed, that will be the case. Such a large bank on multiple players here. As I mentioned, on the CT side of things, all those rebuys being forced out has really left them quite a woeful state of things in regards to their equipment. They don't have that double up setup that we saw in the previous round that really helps them. It's a great effect. UMP in the hands of Camille really isn't ideal in this situation.
It's not indeed, but let's see if he's going to get the drop on Zero. Unfortunately, not immediately railed down by that AK-47. Molt will try and take the initiative as well. Gets that shot over onto Malizi.
Yeah, 5v3 situation here for Rasta Infused, and the ball is definitely in their court. Retreated from that mid-control that they did exert, and that's allowed one of the CTs to actually make his way into that position. Starts to creep up mid, gaining plenty of information for his side. It's really quite crucial that he gets a couple of frags here without a return. A significant man disadvantage for them in their defences of a bomb site. And it's really, actually Som posted in a perfect position here to dispatch of him. Will miss the spray, however, and Neeks will actually find the kill. I won't be called out though that one of the CTs remaining is actually posted up in top mid. A bomb site's completely open for business. It's going to be a free bomb plant. Will they actually even attempt this retake, Jackie? Probably not.
Most likely just going to go for the save here. Really can't achieve too much into this one. Exus actually going to be waddling his way over though. He does have that flashbang if he wants to just try it and go for a bit of a hero play, but it most likely wouldn't be the smart decision.
Yeah, Reitz does make his way into window and just jump towards connector. Looks like they are actually going to try and make some kind of pick to give themselves a chance into possibly retaking this bomb site. They do have a defuse kit in hand. Exus will flash his way through. Reitz will find the return frag, but left in a 1v3 situation. Really no rights to make anything happen there. And ultimately, I already mentioned the Pride economy. Really not looking in the best of states. And as a result, economy being completely reset. 3 of their players being left with under $2,000, and as a result, they're going to go for the pistol armor force by Jackie. Not too much utility to speak of. A real lack of range capability might be their undoing in this round.
Yeah, it's very true indeed. It's not looking too healthy for them at all. Camille goes on the aggressive here. To try and land that shot with his CZ in hand. Will he be able to? Or will he be warded off?
Yeah, really playing up close and personal, that CZ75. The automatic pistol, of course, can bring down quite a few bullets. Surreal almost takes him down through the smoke with an AK spray, and Robin will finish the job. Puts things up for the T side of things. Looks like Neeks is going to go for that pop flash for his teammate to peek stairs, but it won't pay off. Robin will find his second of the round. This is quite a clean anti-eco. This will return on the Eagle, however. It shouldn't really be too much other than that to talk about. City side, I say that though. This finds a beautiful Deagle kill. He's in a 3-on-3 situation.
Reese actually claims a second head as well. And that follow-up frag over onto Cryptics. It's a 3 versus 2, looking like they could potentially manage a retake if they want to try and go for the bomb. Of course, it isn't even down. It's been waddled off to the side just towards CT as well. They've got picked off when they tried to go for that play. Molt begins to bring it back into their favour as he gets that shot off onto one easy. The spray comes in as well from Som. So 2 versus 1 now. Reese in the elevated position, gets the spray down, nearly got the follow-up frag as well over onto Som. And he's not looking too healthy at this point. Very low in HP. Reese will only need 1 bullet to take him down. Goes to the peak and lands it.
Yeah, and that's such a massive win there for Pride. Really having a lack of anything in that round. Just a force buy with the pistols and the Kevlar. No lack of utility, but managing to make it work. That was quite crucial because otherwise it would have been a 7-3 lead there for Rasta Infused. And surely the Pride team would have been left in probably a full eco. Not probably pistols without any Kevlar to speak of. Rasta Infused ultimately would have been running away with this game already. But as a result of that, Neeks will find 2 kills with an AWP in mid. An AWP that he retrieved in the previous round from the Infused lineup. That could really swing things economically in favour of the CTs.
Shut down. Surreal is going to fall as well. And it's just Som in a 1 versus 5. Tiptoes his way through the smoke. Easy bombs out. Will immediately be dispatched. Som looking fairly healthy into this round. He'll find his way onto the bomb site, but the bomb is entirely out of his reach, miles apart from him. He's most likely just going to try and see if he can find another frag and then probably go for the save.
Yeah, we'll have to see what he can do. Neeks is posted upon his position, however, it should be quite an easy shot, and indeed Neeks will find his 4th of the round. Absolutely massive amount of impact. And that retrieved AWP picked up in that round that, you know, Pride really didn't have much of a stake into. Off the back of that, they managed to pick up another gun round, and in turn have forced a terrorist team, instead of having such huge banks, into a state where they've had to go for a force buy, a Galil in hand, 2 Tech 9s, and real lack of utility to make anything really happen. So it's going to be the A bomb site that they go towards.
Camille going to fire off those pot shots, want to try and get someone down, but no one's going to be there to receive them just yet. Rasta biding their time before they go for his first down. The bomb site. The smoke is going to go back down, zoning them off. He's looking so far, but there's the opener. Surreal with a headshot through the smoke onto Excess, securing the bomb site. So now they try and get their way in. Robin nearly came to attack as well. He's looking fairly healthy.
Magical situation for a Polish team to retake from. He still does have that AWP in hand. See if he can actually make any picks onto any other peeking terrorists here. He's not showing their hand too much. Also will find the grenade kill to finish off Robin. And will push with his Tech 9. Also find a dink onto Neeks as well as one of the terrorists, the counter-terrorists rather. It will be a 1v3 situation for Som. We'll find the first of the Galil. We'll find the second though. We'll dispatch of him and will be a successful retake on the side of Pride. We've ended up the scoreline at 6 apiece.
Really quite efficient stuff coming out right now from Pride so far on their CT half. And the things as well, we saw them being very effective on their T half up against their FM. So it's quite scary if they're able to keep this up and this level of pace and really get that behind them. If Rasta don't try and find that second win soon, it's looking like they potentially equalise the scoreline here at 2-2.
Yeah, definitely might be the case here. Rasta Infused team have been forced onto just the pistols here. Despite getting that bomb plant down, the economy continuing to be whittled down. As a result, just the Tech 9s in hand. We'll have to see what they can do with them though. Once again, the A bomb site is going to be their destination. See if they can get the bomb plant down. Looks like they will be able to plant for sure here. 2 men retaking the CT area. And once again, they're going to go for that bin boost. We've seen it quite often utilised by this Polish team in prior rounds to this one, in prior matches to this one rather. And they managed to manage to boost over that bin area. Will find the kill. Will he find the second on man Tetris? Yes, he will. It's just a 2v5 retake. The man actually going to make it through connector. They should be aware of this because they did pump for short, and indeed they will be. We'll find it. So we'll find the final as well. That will be a clean retake here for the CTs. They have taken the lead in this round.
It's very fantastic right now, working their way back into it. Looking very clean and clinical. Rasta, they do have money to blow into this one. And Mole will actually don the AWP. But is this going to be the game changer? Will they finally find that second lease of life here? Only 2 rounds left into this half.
Yeah, double up set up here on the CT side. I think Mole has managed to pick up one for himself. Might give a control here for the terrorist side, but ultimately it will be the story of mid-control for the counter-terrorist team, who found 2 kills without reply and also adds a 3rd. But suddenly this round has gone absolutely to waste for the Rasta Infused team. Mole being the last one alive will find a pick onto the man in kitchen. We'll have to go and retrieve the bomb, which will surely be spotted by this man pushing top mid. That will be Reeds.
Should be walking straight into the crosshair of Reese. He will find it. Easy stuff on the board right now from Pride. 8 rounds picked up, showing no signs of stopping.
Going into this final round, once again not going to be the best of buys here for the Rasta Infused team. Only the Tech 9 on Mole, who did invest in that AWP in the previous round. And that will be the AK. Still a good amount of utility, has to be said, regardless of the fact that they have slowed to a halt in terms of the round progress from that 6th round mark. Indeed, Pride actually repeating their antics from what we saw in the consolidation final, where they brought it back from a large deficit against FM Esports and strung together a large amount of rounds in a row. Seeing a similar story here. Once again, it looks like they have come out on top in terms of the trade so far in this round.
4 men on that right side. What will they be able to achieve if they flood their way onto the bomb site? The Molotov will go down. Surreal finds his way into CT as well, but unfortunately couldn't quite land that front. M2 excess, he's going to get picked off. It's looking like this could be the 9th round secured for Pride right now. The retake looking very efficient. Robin behind, trying to get the open up, but it's going to be Cryptics to find the front onto these before he eventually gets picked off. Robin goes big with 1, 2, and then the 3rd. Huge stuff coming out from Robin there. Nice little hat trick and a flurry of kills to finish the half.
It's a really crucial round to pick up as well, because Rasta Infused really looking to be in a state of disarray there. A large lead that they'd built up in the early part of that first half really being whittled away at by the Polish team, and ultimately it will be the Polish team that heads into half with an 8-7 lead. The second pistol round is going to be absolutely crucial, you feel like, to see what the Polish team have in terms of their strategy. What do they have up their sleeve in terms of the T side of things?
Yeah, this is really going to be quite big. If they're able to secure an early round lead on their T half, is where they're really going to just excel their way through and annihilate the opposition in Rasta.
Yeah, we'll have to see what it is they'd like to do. They do have a smoke grenade. They have deployed a lot of flashbangs to use to get themselves onto the same bomb site. They have smoked off stairs. We'll find the pick onto the man at CT stairs. That will be Robin going down. It will be a 5v4 retake situation in favour of the Poles. Cryptics will answer back though. Equalises the men at 4 apiece.
Tapping away, towards CT. Unfortunately, will be taken down. So will his teammate. Great stuff coming out from Cryptics and Mole there. Huge individual skill on display, and there's the 3rd and final frag. Massive stuff.
Cryptics with a 4k in the round. Absolutely huge stuff. Not only finding the first kill on the CT side to equalise it at 4 apiece in terms of the man count, also finding 2 more on that CT stairs. Absolutely crucial in terms of that rotate. And that will be Rasta Infused picking up their 5th pistol round of the 3 maps we've seen so far. And crucially, equalising the scoreline at 8-8. Polish team will probably elect to just go for the 1 save before finally trying to force out those AKs and seeing what they can do in the gun rounds. To see what they can do in terms of working this out in the eco round though. So they're going to go through underpass with 2 men. The bomb will follow suit. Surreal in this window room. Surely heard the pitter patter of their footsteps. Looks like it might be a bit of an A pincer play with 1 man that's positioned on the A ramp as well. They're going to try and pick off this man on short. That probably will give them a lot of leeway into what they can choose to do.
Yeah, it's good stuff in terms of the plan they've gone for as well. Not too crazy with the SMG capabilities. They should be able to rail their way through the opposition as they slide. They have got that connected control, but eventually they will. Great stuff coming out right now from Rasta. Not only a single man in that round will be able to pick it up very easily, and they take the lead.
Holding their angles very, in a very disciplined way there. Give them quite an easy anti-eco in the end, and it will be the force buy out here for the Pride team. Not too much utility to work with due to the fact they only got 1 bomb plant out of those 2 rounds. Just a single Molotov, single smoke in hand, a couple of flashbangs to work with, but it's going to have to be the pick game that they employ to use it, and it's going to be towards mid that they choose to do so.
And they're going to go out with that white face. Will they be able to find anything here though, or will they be picked off?
It's going to be the question, isn't it? They're going to work their way up short. So they're going to try and maybe take a fix towards that B bomb site. Unless they're playing over there right now. One man has just rotated through Kitchen though. Just still sat in Kitchen in quite a passive manner. Quite a large amount of A control being taken by the CTs. We saw this as a real facet of their game in that winner bracket final where it was such a close scoreline. Mole was absolutely massive in that A side of the map. Just taking control in Palace, taking control in A ramp. And once again, that might be the name of the game in this grand final.
Indeed, slow stuff coming out there towards that A-ramp, and Robin will eventually find the frag onto Camille, sprays him down with that UMP. 40 Cryptic, so trying to cause a little bit of havoc and actually delay the B-bomb site push, but they have been able to slip their way outside. The lines on the scene, rattles off a few pot shots, but couldn't quite connect them. And now it's a 3 versus 4.
Yeah, 3 versus 4 retake here for the CTs. Plenty of utility still in their hands though to flush out positions, to see where they choose to deploy it. Will they win their gunfights? They will force as a result. Retaking from this B-Apps might be a key player in this retake game. Despite taking a lot of damage, will find the first kill. As a result, Reese is able to trade out onto Robin, who found the return. Nexus will close out the round onto Mole. A successful first gun round here in the second half of Pride, equalising things at 9 apiece.
Great stuff on display there. Look at the economy over on that Rasta side as well. Contemplating place want to go for the buy here. They will have to force a little bit with Cryptics actually just having a 5-7 and very, very restricted utility across the board. Yeah,
absolutely no ADP to speak of. Inside of Rasta Infused, only 5-7 as you mentioned on Cryptics. Real limited amount of utility, no diffuse kits at all either. You really have to favour the terrorists in terms of the equipment. To see if they go for a similar kind of approach here, really taking an active presence in mid and working their way towards a bomb site off the back of it. It's worth mentioning actually that Mole is actually taking an active control towards A-ramp. We'd already mentioned that this is going to be one of the key facets of the CT-sided play from Rasta Infused. So realised found the first pick towards mid this time around. Might give it a bit of a different kind of face as Pride team don't find themselves in a mad advantage working their way towards a bomb site. Looks like it will be the B split. Choose to utilise plenty of A control in terms of the CTs. Cryptic's playing in this corner on short. Finds one with a 5-7. Will he be able to find a second? No, but he does find a dink. Son comes in with a spray, not able to connect with a double. And in fact, it will be the Polish team to find somewhat of a favourable trade. It's traded out though by Robin from that kitchen window area. It's a 2v1 situation. Reitz has to get the bomb down. Only has a single flash to work with. Should be a successful retake as long as the CTs play their cards right.
Yeah, it should be indeed. Reitz now in the 1 versus 1. Robin gets that elevated angle, tries to spot him, but isn't quite going to find it just yet.
Yeah, 1v1 situation. What's actually just happened there? Is one player just disconnected? I don't think he died, did he? It's real strange. What did one player just glitch out? Oh, the scoreboard just been confused. I'm not really too sure what's happened.
Yeah, that was really odd. It looked like he just completely went. Sky TV's kind of gone wrong there, but he has been able to find that frag over onto.
I'm really confused there. I think the 2 players were still alive, but the GoTV on the side just bugged out and really confused me as to what just happened. I thought a player was actually disconnected.
Someone called Chicken just joined.
Sound.
I mean, how's that happened?
Makes you wonder, doesn't it? Makes you wonder. Just really, absolutely sound stuff, really, isn't it? It will be Rasta Infused taking a round lead here, restoring order to its usual state. It will be the Pride team, very much limited in terms of their economy, despite getting that bomb plant down. It will be a struggle for them. We do see Reese.
Someone else has joined as well. Or sound. Ministry of Sound.
See how slowly we can resolve these issues. I guess the password has to be changed. Server has to be changed. Not too sure, really.
We've given out the IP. I got it today. So hopefully this should be sorted out fairly soon. Obviously it shouldn't take too long to get players off the server and get that changed over and then be jumping back in with the action. Obviously it's getting quite late here, so both of these teams want to try and wrap it up and find their way through. This will be the scoreline actually secured. Pride actually pick up this map.
Yeah, if Pride were to pick up this map, they would ultimately force the 5th map and we would continue with this series on even longer. Well, it would go on even longer, rather. Rasta Infused have restored a round lead, that should be noted. And Pride's economy is going to be quite limited into this one. So with good hope for the CTs, they should be able to close out this anti-eco, possibly take a 2-round lead. And that would be quite, I think, in terms of coming from a British kind of perspective, that would be quite nice to see the British team they start to restore the order of things, you know. But ultimately, it's quite interesting to see if the Polish team can. Once again, you know, from a force buy situation, we've actually seen it multiple times already in this half. You know, with in the series rather, with the Deagles, various other weapons that aren't quite optimal, it can be said, so they can actually make things happen. But we're actually getting underway here, and it's going to be a force buy here. By the looks of it, on the side of Pride, 2 players at least, and then the other players haven't quite bought up yet and chose not to do so. A bit of a disjointed buy here, to say the least, Jackie. Absolutely no utility to work with either.
Yeah, it's a very interesting buy actually coming out there, very limited. We do see that AK over on Reese. That is essentially going to be all they have to work with. He's going to have to go massive for his side and allow them to get the opener, or they'll be shut down fairly quickly, you would imagine, by that Rasta side. I want to try and go for this gamble towards the B-bomb site, but will they find their way in?
Yeah, plenty of utility to counteract this push that is impending. Smokes, mollies, flashes. Look at those that are deployed to great effect. Cryptix finds the first 2. He'll be able to find the third with that USP. Will retreat into the forest position towards bench in order to reload his M4. While Som is there to cover him with the crossfire. Find 2 of his own. Although it will be Cryptix to find the third, but Som will chime in with a double. Completely clean round there in the Rasta Infused lineup, and you have to say it was a bit confusing that Pride have bought into that, and once again they're just going to buy into this round. Real lack of utility on some of their players, and once again, and a lack of an AWP as well. Are they going to force buy themselves into oblivion here, Jackie? That could be a real worry if you're a fan of the Polish side.
It's true indeed, really just trying to force that aggressive play coming out. It's not working out too well from very limited utility, but it seems like they do want to go for this A play. It's going to be quite restricted on what they can actually zone out for the CTs in terms of their line of sight, but they will go for that commit, flood their way out, and they actually get the opener before it's treaded out by Robin. They're taking the initiative. They are being able to do so. 2 frags come out. One onto Som, one onto Surreal. Robin and Cryptix left in a horrendous situation, outnumbered 2-1.
2v4 situation, and to retake. Cryptix will find the first, makes it a 2-on-3. So plenty of utility to work with as well. 3 flashbangs and the smoke grenade in order to isolate one of the positions. Also flash out the others. All in favourable gunfights. I'll have to see how well they can use them. Terra's really not showing their heads though, really playing it cleverly, and Reitz with a crucial kill there onto Cryptix. Force dropping into the 1v3 save. Pick up an AK, pick up another nade to save, but that will be all he does, save. It will be Pride coming into double figures here and bringing the deficit to just 1.
Great stuff coming out there, being able to find their way through a run with very restricted utility, looking absolutely fantastic on that A burst play. Robin will get away with his life though, holding on to that AK-47. A couple of nades to play with there, and that kit as well. So another rebuy will be coming out for the side. They do actually have the money to go for the AWP drop onto the Cyril, and they will be doing so. Utility isn't too mind-boggling, but it's not going to be the worst either. Cyril, no armor on him for this round though.
We'll be expecting more of an organic style of CT play here. You know, accounting for possibly a lack of a complete set of utility nades, and the fact that Surreal finally has an AWP in his hand to, you know, he does like to post himself up on quite aggressive positions, and as a result, I think he's posted up on the B-apps, in the B-apps, as a Lone Ranger, and then as a result of that, the CTs have been able to take a very active control of mid and A, well, A in particular, but also a little bit of control towards mid. They have tucked in towards this A bomb site in quite an aggressive manner, and they will surely find out that the bomb will be making its way towards B if Mole does choose to push down that A ramp and find absolutely no one home. Ultimately, it will be the Polish team to rotate back through CT spawn, and Mole is in an absolute prime position to deal with this. We've already mentioned the fact that they're posted up in aggressive positions in regards to this A bomb site. To see just how many kills he can pick up with this FAMAS.
Yeah, should be able to go absolutely massive here with the angle. One will go in, he will get the opener, but then immediately traded out, dispatched by Camille. Begin to flood their way out onto the bomb site. What will they be able to achieve? The tap goes down, and they will start to zone out the CTs towards the CT area of the map. Som arrives towards jungle, goes for a little jiggle peek, but unfortunately his head will be knocked clean off by Excess there. They try to go for the boost plate onto Cyril, couldn't quite get him up in time. Cryptix is going to fall. Cyril takes the initiative, getting one, but as he flies himself up into that boosted position by Ticket Box, he gets railed and torn apart by Excess, and no money left to play with now on that Rasta side.
Yeah, really forced up into that round, brought to virtually nothing. And as a result, they will just be reduced to the pistols. The pistol's only absolutely no Kevlar to speak of. 3 USBs in the hands of the CTs, only 2 P250s to speak about, and that will be in the hands of Mole and Robin respectively. A full set of nades and a full set of equipment here on Terra's side of things really favour them to ultimately reassert some control. They really did come out to a strong start, it has to be said, on the Pride side. He's starting to pull it back though. We'll have to see if once this round has been played out, you would imagine it was going to go in favour of the Poles. If Infused can bounce back and make it once again an incredibly close scoreline.
Push coming in from Cryptics there. Does land the tag over onto Reese, but he eventually will fall. It's looking fairly healthy right now for Pride. 11 rounds on the board. Will they be able to find their way through and secure this 12th one? It's going to take a massive throw if Rasta are actually able to pick this up with just these pistols in their hands. Haven't really invested anything into the round, taking up the full way out into the next one.
It's been a constant theme throughout this second half that Mole has been able to push himself up to many aggressive positions, and this time around he's going to play up on the Prize balcony, but Camille, aware of his position, you know, aware of the potential of his position, will check it. So we will find the USV kill there. Has to be said, had to find a double dink there. Ultimately, all they found so far in this round as a bomb gets planted. 2v4 retake situation, but it won't be a retake, it'll just be exit frags, I can only imagine. Both going to play towards this connector area and just hope that one of the terrorists overcommit towards that part of the map. And they could possibly pick themselves up a free weapon. And that's not really too much to shout about in terms of the Rasta Infused side of things. We'll have to see in which direction the Poles would like to go. It looks like they're actually going to retreat down A ramp. Seems like they're aware that both CTs are playing towards that section of the map, as I've already mentioned. And as a result, they're going to exit towards the other side and not give away any of their weapons. And it will be the Polish team retaking the lead in this map. It's been back and forth throughout. 4 more required on the Pride side to even up the scoreline at 2 apiece in this series. And it's absolutely crucial that the Rasta Infused team pick up this gun round and really start to you know, stem the tide of the Polish momentum almost.
Yeah, it's true indeed. Will these weapons back in their side? Will they be able to rip their way through them? Can they make the game-changing plays now? It's now or never, essentially. They really want to try and nip it in the bud and slow them down. Towards mid, there isn't actually going to be the AWP onto a release behind that angle. We do see Mole reaching himself. He's actually donning the AWP for his side. This time around. Already takes a little bit down, almost below 58p.
A lot of the utility already been exerted here by the CT side. It's still in the hands of the terrorists. To see in which direction they will choose to utilize said utility. Will they go towards B bomb site? It looks like that might be the destination of choice. Terrorists, as the bomb does make its way in that direction. Indeed, 2 men making their way up short. It's just going to be a straight up B split here.
Som, nice position coming out. He's going to be able to go for that nice play. Picks out from behind. He's able to land 2. Cryptics goes past him as well with 1. Nearly lands the follow-up, sorry, but couldn't quite do it. And it's 2 versus 3. Make that a 1 versus 3 as Mole lands a juicy little AWP shot there onto Reeks, leaving just next in a horrible situation. Surreal is coming in, primed and ready to nail the final nail in the coffin and bring it back to an equal scoreline. But will he be able to achieve it? Yes, easy stuff on the board there, and they equalise.
It's about time that Rasta Infused finally answer the Polish momentum. Of course, equalise it back at 12 apiece. It's very much a similar story to Cash. Incredibly close map. It could go swing in either direction here. Polish team, quite a few of their players buying down to virtually 3 of them buying down to $1,000 or less. And so if the Rasta Infused team were to deny a bomb plan here, that could potentially force them into an eco situation, or indeed a force buy. Let's see what happens there.
Easy will fall to the hands of Robin, looking fairly healthy into this round so far. They've got an awful lot of damage transferred over to the T's, and already that first pick on the board.
Yeah, once again, well actually, as we said, this time around we're not seeing the same level of inside aggression, particularly from Mole, who does actually have the AWP in his hands. That would probably be the reason why we're not seeing such a move. And Camille really aware of the fact that Mole has been so, has had such a tendency to play these off angles in such random positions, in forward positions towards that A side of the map, but this time around just posted on that ticket booth, likely catch off the impending terrorist side as they try and make their way up this A ramp, checking all the angles carefully. Indeed, you see Exos just checking literally everything. He knows that Mole really loves to play aggressively. This time around it just won't be the case. He's got an AWP posted towards his ticket booth, and it's just going to be absolutely massive if Mole can find an easy frag here and make it a 3v5 situation before they've even got onto the box side.
That's a nice open message. He rails his way through Mole, but Robin goes huge with a hat-trick nearly finds the quad kill, but unfortunately will be bested. Reeks left in a 1v3. He's gone massive for his side so many times throughout this best of 5. He's going to be able to do it again. Rattles off a few pot shots, couldn't quite land them now. We'll have to go for that connect with the bomb eventually, but not before he takes down Cryptix. That nade's going to a fair bit of damage on towards Som as well. 30 seconds left on the clock. We'll have to go for the plant. Surreal is very low. There's a lot of potential for him to actually find this, but unfortunate for him, Som will land the headshot.
What a shot there from Som. Immediately dispatches a Reeks with the crisp M4 headshot. That will be the 13th round on the board for Rasta Infused. Only requiring 3 more to finally close out this series. It's been a struggle to say the least, despite having that 1-0 advantage. The Polish team really pushing them to the limit here. The Polish team, as I mentioned, would be in a state of economic peril if they were to lose that gun round. And despite getting the bomb plant down, they are still in a situation where they're forced onto the pistols. Team Kevlar in hand though. One of their players electing to pick up that Kevlar. Plenty of utility to work with as well for what will be a quick A-take, you can only imagine here.
Yeah, so A-take going to be coming out. They will chuck those smokes over and then begin to find their way in. Let's see what they're going to be able to achieve though. Or if they will be shut down. Of course, the CT is unaware that this is going to be an A smoke take play coming out. They will be committing to it as well as they flood their way in now. Mole's going to have to go huge, playing that close angle with the AWP in hand. We'll try and zone them out. He himself will be blocked. The smokes removing his line of sight. Can't really get an advantageous angle as they flood their way in. Just going to be these hot shots, excess random frag onto Surreal there towards jungle. Robin's in a nice position to actually cause a little bit of havoc, but they aren't going to be pushing towards him. Plays around that smoke perfectly to get one before he's eventually picked off. Mole going huge right now with this USP, just pistoling everyone that comes his way, leaving just Reeks and a 1v3 from the side lanes going to get shut down, and Rasta go massive around they need to pick up, and they're able to do so and losing 2 men.
It could be said that that missed jungle smoke really gave him an avenue into that round, managing to find that shot onto Surreal, who was trying to play around said missed smoke. And Robin really playing around the smoke on the A side to great effect, bamboozling multiple terrorists who were trying to chase that kill, not only finding one, but buying valuable time for the CTs to rotate into position, and ultimately Mo was able to find cover based on Robin's positional awareness. As a result, Rasta Infused have established themselves a crucial 2-round lead here, and if they were to shut this one out, it might be lights out for the Polish team.
Yeah, Mole gets the opener as well, that's fantastic. Annihilating Reeks there with Allbang, absolutely fantastic play. Camille towards that A-bomb site, he's going to tiptoe out, lands the headshot onto Cryptix, brings it back into an equal situation. That's actually favoured a tease right now. Exis isn't aware of just how close he is as well to a member of that CT side team that can go huge and begin to shut them down.
One of the men has just jumped into a window, but not aware of the fact that Surreal is still there. Doesn't matter though, Robin will just dispatch of everyone with 2 headshots. Some trying in one of his own. Robin will find another with the AK. Absolutely massive round from the Swedish player. And that's going to be championship points here for Rasta Infused, and not much utility to work with on the Polish side. It's going to take a bit of a special round here to give themselves any chance of making it towards overtime. Never mind closing out this map.
Insane stuff here, yeah. What a horrendous buy to potentially be the final round of the best of 5. Not looking too fantastic. They will once again be returning to that A-take. They found a lot of success last time around. Can they repeat history though and actually see it through to pick it up this time, or will they be picked off? Robin in a nice elevated position here. Should be able to shut them down as they come out. Forcing on actually hang on the dark, and they completely muffle it. And it's not looking too healthy right now. They're going to flood their way out of the bomb site. They're going to have to jump in peak. Unfortunately sidelined by Reeks. Oh, couldn't land the AWP shot either. They've been able to secure that bomb site, and they're pushing out, hunting for these frags. They might actually be able to cause a little bit of havoc here and really ward off the CT. But Surreal coming in from behind gets a massive 2K to bring it back into an equal situation to allow them to try and go massive into the round. Sarom is going to be able to take down Reeks, and it's just Nex and Exus, the last 2 remaining members of that team.
2v3 situation, so it's a defending bomb, and none of them are even in sight of the bomb. It's just going to be diffused, and I think that will be it. Yep, Rasta Infused are your I-Series champions. 3-1 ultimately over Pride. It was hard fought, it has to be said. Pride really putting up a valiant effort in this final, but ultimately the British team have come out on top, making good use of that 1-map advantage, and ultimately closing out on Mirage.
Yeah, crazy stuff on the board there down to that final round. Cryptix just going for the straight defuse, being able to win it for the side, and fantastic stuff there. A win here at I-57, going through just massively. And, as you said, being able to keep that British win here, of course, up against the Polish team. They won the online qualifiers. They came in as a top seed, and unfortunately, they have left with only 1 map in that best of 5 as the 2nd place team.
Yeah, but still, good showing, I would have to say, from the Polish team, making it all the way to the final. People weren't too sure what to expect of them coming into the actual LAN events, but they put up a valiant effort and actually ultimately dispatched many of the top-end UK teams. So really good stuff from them, but ultimately It's a mixed team of Rasta Infused. You know, they brought a lot of skill to the table. They came to this event with real points to prove.
As
And
you
they've
can
done
see,
just that.
Adam so happy there off the back of them actually finally getting that win. His Rasta team coming back into the fold and picking up a first place victory. They'll be happy. That'll be the check going to, of course, Adam being put up on his just above his bed, you'd imagine.
Yeah, £2,500. We do have some highlights ready from that final map of the tournament. It was DE Mirage. It was 16-12 in favour of Rasta Infused. Let's talk about a few of these highlights here. I believe this was when Robin was really running supreme in the first few rounds of this first half, really hitting many crucial frags, not only in this map itself, but also over the whole series, particularly on Cobble as well.
I'm in the chat. You don't need to come out to the center. I'll come. Basically, you get to blow.
Just looking at a few more of these highlights, I believe this was when Rasta Infused really did come out to a strong start, as we said on this map, before Pride ultimately did start to pull it back towards the latter part of this first half. See some of the highlights there in terms of the T-side executes from mixed team. So it's Reeks picking up the 1v2, I believe. Really gave Pride a bit of an avenue back into this game. It was through this 1v2 that they were ultimately able to pull it back towards that 8-7 half-time score, if you do remember. It's earlier in this map.
Good stuff coming out there. Links, of course, getting the opening here onto Mole and the quick follow-up. Good succession of frags coming out. He actually went on to claim the 4 kill there as he landed the wall bang onto Som, which was just absolutely amazing into that round.
Just looking at this one, this was the final round of the first half. Rasta Infused were able to pick this one up and give themselves a bit of a lifeline, defending this 2v4 retake valiantly. It's particularly Robin here with the 1v3. Absolutely massive stuff, and it ultimately gave them a crucial 7th round and a little bit of momentum going into half time, and ultimately able to pick up that second half pistol as a result of getting a little bit more confident possibly.
You can see how excited Robin was there off the back of that one. Just coming out as well to be one side into this one was quite interesting. The defence, someone went massive with that Framus and the spray down actually coming in to really allow them to stay in the fold.
Yeah, that was a really awkward buy if you remember from the Pride team. It was really shut down towards like the apps, and so Pride a little bit close for comfort, but it was ultimately the beginning of a 5-round win streak for Rasta Infused that would close out the championship. 3v1 retake going in here, and Surreal would ultimately just ahead of Neeks. 12 all after that. Pretty smooth sailing for the British team.
Definitely so fantastic stuff on display throughout that entire game. I mean, so far throughout the entire final, what we were able to witness, it was really great stuff. Cobblestone, of course, was a very one-sided map. Cash going down to the wire, and this final map once again really being quite tight.
Yeah, it really showed very little difference between the two teams, but ultimately it was a mixed team that came out on top, and that will be us done, I believe, for Insomnia 57. I'm not sure if we're going to throw to John here. I believe that we will do so.
Yeah, we should be throwing over to John on the stage. You'll get the force of the teams and be closing out. But what a fantastic tournament. I mean, for me and you, that was just amazing to witness both those teams. But as we said, great win for Rasta there, being able to come back into the fold with that brand, represent the organisation, pick up that win very dominantly there.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the esports stage. Thank you so much, Jackie and Saber, for your coverage this evening. It is 2 o'clock in the morning. It's been an absolute slugfest from these teams, but congratulations to Rasta Infused, who go home the winners, £2,500 richer here at the Multiplayer Insomnia I-57 CSGO tournament. And commiserations as well, guys. We've got £1,000 for second place as well, so nobody's going home empty-handed tonight. That was a great finals, but congratulations once again to Rasta Infused. Guys, I'm going to interrupt you just for a second to have a chat. Obviously, you guys are over the moon. You've just won the tournament, but talk to us about how you felt when actually you dropped the map. Did you feel like there was a chance the momentum could be swinging the other way? Because it was quite close, but they did manage to win it out, and they played some fantastic CSGO there.
Yeah, they're a really good team, and a lot of credit to them, and just, yeah, a really good final. When we lost on Cash, we knew it was kind of our worst map. That's the only map we actually only lost at this event. We lost to FM yesterday on that, and then we lost to them. So we just forgot about it, focused on Mirage. We beat them on Mirage already, so just forgot about it, like just rewind. There's no point in going on the past. Just focus on Mirage. We knew we were better than them individually, and yeah, everyone just stepped up, and Robin was just so sick in the whole 3 maps. He's just unbelievable, and Mole with in-game leading was just unbelievable as well. Everyone played so sick. Som on Mirage was so sick as well. Like everyone played so sick at like different stages. When someone needed to set up, there was always like one of the five that stepped up like at certain stages during this whole tournament. So yeah, I'm delighted. So
And what is it about Cash that allowed you to drop the maps to FM and now to Pride? Do you think that there's something specific that you're going to be tweaking with your team to sort of come back next time even stronger, maybe come through the tournament undefeated perhaps? Or is it something map specific? Is it something to do with your play style? What is it?
We basically just veto on what we think is their weak points. Like when we knew they don't like Dust 2 and Cobble, so when they banned Cobble, we instantly picked Dust 2 yesterday, and then they banned Dust 2 because they were scared to play us on that, so we instantly picked Cobble because we knew they were banning Cobble every single time, and we just basically rolled, and we knew that they weren't very good on it. So when I seen the map pool, I was very, very confident we can take it 2 of the Elite 4 maps. So yeah, Cash, well, we can just ban it, but yeah, like, at the end of the day, we only dropped 2 maps, and we've won the events, like, mostly comfortable, but the last 2 maps were very close against the Polish players. So overall, really happy, and really, they just played awesome again.
Well, it's a fantastic result for you guys. I've got one more question because you guys have been around for so long. Obviously, you guys scrim, you play competitively online. It must be very different when you come to LAN and you're slogging out these 12, 14, 16, 18-hour days. I mean, come on, mate. It's 2:15 in the morning. How do you keep up your team's concentration, and how do you stay sharp to make shots like we just saw in those replays? How do you still do that 12 hours after you begin?
Well, we had a big break before the final when we won at about 3 or 4 o'clock. I think everyone knows me. I'm always energetic, no matter what time it is. I'm always just really energy. But yeah, they've all been there, done it. Like we've had Robin that's had lands at 4 o'clock in the morning in final. So they've all done it. They've all been there. Surreal, this is his second I-Series in a row, and he won Epic Land, so that's his 3rd LAN in a row. So everyone's just used to it, I guess. Like just used to late finals, and just gotta get on with it. Like you can't really think about it. I know it's late, but they're all experienced enough to know just get on with it and get on with the win. So that's what happened.
Well, congratulations. Extremely well-deserved. And you guys played fantastically in the final. Like you mentioned, calling out especially on Mirage. You guys were just absolutely on point. Thoroughly deserved. £2,500. I've got good news for you as well, mate. The bar, I believe, is still open. Congratulations, guys. Well done, ladies and gentlemen. This has been the CSGO tournament at I-57. Also, this is the end of the esports stage coverage for tonight. I've been Joris, I've been your stage host all day long. I hope you guys will be back for I-58 for more esports action. For now, though, good night and take care.